Hello, everyone. It has been a few days since I've been on, but I just wanted to come on and just engage today just engage today because I haven't been on in a while. Um, One thing I did want to bring up today, my daughter had sent me this video about Malcolm Jamal Warner dying. Do you guys know that he was my childhood crush? I know, like a lot of us probably like was in love with Malcolm Jamal Warner. And yeah, you know how when somebody you've watched them your whole life and it just felt like you lost a loved one. That's how it felt when I found out Malcolm Jamal Warner died. And it really crushed me. I was at work. I literally stopped what I was doing at work to post a video regarding his death. I'm like, wait a minute. I When my daughter told me, I couldn't believe it. I literally went to Google to make sure. And then when I seen that TMZ and everybody was talking about it, I was like, okay. But I was like, OMG. And I was just talking to my daughter about this. I was also talking to my husband about this, about how life is so short. And I was just saying how we have to get ourselves right because we don't know the day, the time, or the hour when we're going to leave. And we can go in the blink of an eye. Here today, gone tomorrow. That's why we have to get ourselves right. That's why I'm always talking about how good God is and for us to get ourselves right because we know that this time on earth right here is limited. We're only here temporarily. We're not here forever. So, yes, we want to enjoy life here on earth, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But we have to be honest and in reality, like, we know that one day this too shall pass, right? And that we have to get ourselves right. I can talk all day about how good I am and how God has blessed me to live this long with this disease. But the thing is, we have lost loved ones. Um, and it's like when I lost my mother and my grandmother back to back a year apart, I'm like, I know that I have to get myself together. Then today, I don't know what it was about today when I read that Malcolm Jamal Warner passed. I don't know what it was about today. Hello, how are you today? I don't know what it was about today, but I'm like, God, we do got to get it right. We got to get it together because he was just out enjoying himself in the ocean, and lo and behold, he wasn't even that far in the water, and the currents swept him up, and he drowned. So we have to get ourselves right. And um, I did want to talk about today. So um, a lot of you know my story. Who follow me on YouTube, who follow me on TikTok, who follow me on Facebook, talk about my life journey. I have another question. Oh yes, what's your question? Um, I have one of my followers asked about to ask me a question, but yeah. So I talk about my story. I talk about my testimony on how good God has been to me for living 25 years with HIV. I have friends who have that I met along this journey who has been positive 40 years. And hey, hi Juan, how are you? Hi Cleopatra, how are you today? It's good seeing you on this live today. Hello Juan. I always listen. I don't know how to get these because I'm still learning YouTube. I don't know how to get these super acknowledgments up, but I always shout Cleopatra out because she has been following me for so long. She has been encouraging me and just just been a light. She is such a good light. Just and I'm, just like a lot of you, even the new ones who thank you for joining, for the new people who has been joining, but and I am so grateful for you all because I always say on my lives, even in my videos, you don't have to follow me. You don't even have to acknowledge me. But I am so grateful that you do and that you see what God is doing in my life, and how He's using me. Everything that I'm doing, God is using me. And it's not me, but it's Him. And I'm allowing His light to shine. So I am so grateful for that. But I was just talking about how, what would you say to siblings who are dependent on their sisters? Okay, so what I would say about siblings that's dependent on their sisters. One thing I'm gonna say is you need to stop immediately. And the only reason why I say that, and everything that I tell you is from experience from me. I was so dependent on my mother and my grandmother. My mother passed away in 2020 from COVID. My grandmother passed away a year and 10 days from my mother, from complications of COVID. She had a major stroke. When I tell you I was so dependent on them that when they passed away, I barely knew how to do things truthfully on my own. I knew how to do things, but every time I got in a jam, anything, any financial situation that I was in, I went to my mother and my grandmother because they always had my back. When I lost them, it's like I didn't have anybody. And so I had to learn how to navigate life on my own. Um, and so if you're doing that, if you have a sibling that's doing that, or if you know someone that's doing that, have them immediately stop and have them learn how to do things on their own. Because, oh, excuse me, my daughter is doing my nails and my feet for me. So, um, and it's only because I don't want that for anyone. I'm 48 years old. How would you react if I said I was I was Turkish? It doesn't matter if you're Turkish, if you're from. It doesn't matter if you blue, black, purple, white. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all come from the same person. I always say Adam and Eve was the first ones that was created here on this earth. We all bleed the same way. It doesn't matter what religion you are, where you're coming from. Um, and I mean, I love everybody. That's just me. I've always been like that since I could remember. I've always loved people. I think I'm gonna do this. But yeah, so yeah, I would just say immediately stop because it's not we yeah. So I would say immediately stop because like I was saying before, we are only on this earth temporarily. And whoever the sibling is that's depending on the other sibling, if that sibling is gone for some reason or just completely out of their lives, they wouldn't know how to navigate life. And that's why I thank God that my daughters are not depending on me. Um, because I always tell them, like, I always try to do everything for them. But they're like, no, I'll figure it out, I'll do it. But if it's to a point where I have to step in, I will. But I don't want them to be like that because, we don't know the daytime or hour that we're leaving. And I don't want them to be like I was. Like I was 40, how old was I? I'm 48. I was 44 years old when my mom passed. And it was like I was in the dark and I was lost and I didn't know how to do anything barely, I knew how to take care of my kids and, you know, bills and things like that. But to really figure things out and navigate through life, I always had them to depend, I always depended on them to help me. So, yeah, but that's what I have to say about that. Um, yeah, but, um, you know, I was just saying, like, life is just so short because, like, to hear Malcolm Jamal Warner just out there enjoying himself in the water, and then all of a sudden he's gone in a blink of an eye, literally gone in a blink of an eye. And um, now, you know, the world is mourning him, um, just like, you know, our loved ones here today, gone tomorrow. One, you know, things happen regardless of the situation on how, you know, some of our loved ones passed. It's still like they're here today, gone tomorrow, here today 1 minute, gone the next minute. um so yeah, I wanted to just come on and talk about that because it was just really heavy on my spirit, really about us getting ourselves right and getting ourselves together, because um we just want to be able to say, for God to say, um my well and faithful servant, you know, we done a great job for him here on earth so that we can live an eternity with him. Because I don't care if we live to be 100 years old, that's still temporary compared to us going to either heaven or hell, whichever way somebody's going to go. You're going to be in either one of those places for eternity. You would never come back to earth, never. So that's why we have to get things right. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it because some people are afraid. um, I remember I used to be afraid of death. I used to be afraid of death. And but now I'm like, it's a part of life, and we just have to face the fact that we're all going to have to go one day. I never had anyone to help me but God. I raised my kids on my own. Now taking care of my disabled mom. I grew up as a kid watching the Cosby Show every day. He was young. Yes, he was very young. Like 54, that's still really, really young. Um, and I commend you in doing that, Cleopatra. Like, you're doing everything on your own, raising your kids on your own, and now taking care of your disabled mom. Like, that is a blessing in itself, because there is a lot of people who don't have help with their children, and they're doing this life by themselves, raising their children by themselves. Um, and they're doing an amazing job at doing so. And I thank God that I had my mother and my grandmother to help me with my children, because I worked a lot. Even, you know, when I moved out and I got married, you know, when my kids was young, my husband, he was there. Like, I worked a lot. He made sure the girls went to their doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, things like that. Because the hours that I worked in a hospital, it was either I would work morning or afternoon, and I had that swing shift. So I worked, you know, it all depends on the days. So my days was not always consistent. So yes, I was there with my kids, but I had to work too. And I just thank God for the village that I did have. And like I said, it's so many women out here, even single fathers who are out here doing their thing, raising their children, being single parents and doing their thing. And I really commend them, because it's nobody but the grace of God that's allowing them to do this. They definitely can't do it without him. So um yeah. man, it's just, it's crazy. I don't, and to be honest, I don't know if I could have done it without my mother and my grandmother. I probably could have, and I'm just being honest and speaking the truth, because like I said, my like I was the firstborn. Like my mom had me at 16. So my grandparents basically raised me because my mother and father, they were 16 when they had me. So they were babies. And my mom wasn't really there, my father wasn't really there, so my grandparents had to step in to take care of me. So so I was always spoiled. My whole entire life I was always spoiled. So when I had my kids, my grandmother was always there to help me. And thank God my four kids are grown. They have their troubles, and sometimes I have. That's because I have grandkids. Some of us have children that has conditions that come with some kind of disability. Yeah, you are absolutely right, Cleopatra. And when my youngest daughter was born, I didn't know that she was born with epilepsy. And I found out when she stopped breathing. She was like 6 weeks old, and she was born with epilepsy, and it was a lot of things wrong with her. OMG, I went through a lot. But I talk about this in my book that will be coming out very soon. But I talk about my whole HIV journey, even um, with me being pregnant with my daughter, finding out after I had her everything that I went through having her. But my daughter was born with a disability. She was born with epilepsy, and it was really hard taking care of her. I couldn't work for 2 years because nobody wanted to take care of her. I couldn't afford childcare. My grandmother didn't want to take care of her because she was afraid, because my daughter was constantly having seizures. And my grandmother, she wasn't prepared to take care of a child like that. So for 2 years, I had to stay home and take care of her. And I literally lived off of her disability because I didn't have no other income coming in. I didn't receive government assistance. The only thing I received was Medicaid and food stamps. I didn't receive any cash assistance or anything like that. So, um, yeah, during that time, it was really hard taking care of her. Um, so I do understand. And my daughters, they're grown too now. They're 28 and 24. I don't have any grandchildren, but and they're doing amazing. They're doing really good. But yeah, sometimes when I know my sister, she has a daughter who has twins, my great nephews. One is autistic, and she helps her daughter out a lot um, with her sons because, it's not easy. It's not easy, doing that. And I am just so grateful that, like I said, that I had the village. And some of us, have villages of helping raise our children, and some of us don't. And God is there to, you know, carry them through. Now, when I moved out on my own, even though my grandmother and my mother was there, but they wasn't in. Well, my mom ended up moving into the city that I lived in, but my family is originally from Detroit, and so I moved away about 45 minutes from my family, and so it just wasn't a hop, skip, and a jump. Because my grandmother never drove. She never knew how to drive. My mother even never knew how to drive. Hello, I'm not sure who that is. How are you? But yeah, so I would have to go pick up my grandmother or my mom in order for them to, help me when I moved out of Detroit. But I'm from Michigan for people who don't know. When my kids was young, I had government assistance to help. I had housing and child care. Oh, yep. Now, you know what? That definitely did help. I remember moving out into Ann Arbor. And when we moved out here, I moved into public housing. And where we lived in Ann Arbor, the public housing, it was really nice. Um, they had so much to do for the kids. I am good. I am good. Thank you. Oh, nice to meet you from Morocco. Um, but my kids, they had so much for them to do. When I tell you, they did so many things. They went zip lining and camping and went on so many different trips that I didn't have an opportunity to do when I was young. When when I tell you they had so many opportunities through this public housing that I lived in Ann Arbor, it was absolutely nice. The community was nice. It was really small. It didn't have a lot of homes in there. So it was a really small community, which I definitely loved. Um, they had a what is it called? What was that place called y'all went to do homework? Oh, the community center. So they had the community center where they did homework. Did you? No, I've never been to Morocco. Nope. Um, but they had the community center where they did homework. They fed them dinner. For their birthdays and Christmas, there were families that adopted them where they got birthday gifts and Christmas gifts. They adopted the whole family actually, and so the whole family got gifts. Um, what else? We had picnics for the summer, back to school picnics where all the kids got backpacks, school supplies. Now, all of this was in this community that I lived in. And when I tell you it was nobody but the grace of God that that placed me in there. And before we moved in there, we was living in a homeless shelter because I was homeless. And I'm not afraid to tell my testimony. I am not ashamed to tell where I came from to where I'm at now because God was so good to me. Um, that is wonderful. Um, and so when we was living in this shelter, I was praying to God. I was literally on my knees praying and asking God, um, like, please place me somewhere where my kids will be safe, where um, it would not be too expensive and it's in a nice area. And he did just that. He placed me in a nice area. Um, it was not expensive at all. It went by your income. And um, and they had so much to do for the kids. So God definitely answered my prayer. So I was so grateful for that. But um, yeah, I don't know who this. It says only Lucifer. I don't know who this person is, but they're asking too many questions, asking how old I am. Nope. Um, so so it was a blessing that we were able to get into that community. And Janet's, hey sis, how are you? I pray everyone's evening is going well. I absolutely had a good evening at work, even though work is work. I still had a good evening. I refuse to answer those questions. Only Lucifer. I am not answering your questions. I was able to get nice homes on my voucher in a nice neighborhood. I didn't take advantage of the home. I did not take advantage of the home buying program either. I wish I would have did that too, um, but I didn't. But you know what? God definitely have other plans, because I really want to be a homeowner, and I know that God is definitely going to bless me in that area for me to be able to own a home. And I know that my car is on the way. Like, people on here know that I don't have a vehicle right now, and I have prayed to God, for me to have a new vehicle, and by the grace of God, I know that it's going to happen. Just want you to know that God truly loves. Thank you so much. God loves you too. God loves all of you that's on here. Definitely. We all are a child of God, and He truly loves all of us. And when I tell you I love Him with my whole heart, it's nothing that nobody can ever say or steer me away from Him, because my life belongs to Him. And I pray that everybody feels like that, like your life belongs to Him. Because if it was not for Him, we would not be here. None of us would be here on this earth at all. And I've been trying. The crazy thing is, okay, I'm gonna speak on it. I really don't want to speak on it. But the crazy thing is, I can get on my live, but I cannot post any videos because my phone says it has too much storage. So now I have to try to purchase a camera, so that I can start using a camera and do my videos, because I can't upload videos. It won't allow me, but it's allowing me to do my live. So I'm grateful for that, that it's allowing me to do that. So I can engage with you guys, and because I truly, truly, truly love my YouTube family. And I call you my family because some of you that's on here, y'all have been following me and just listening to my journey. Um, so one thing I do want to say that, some people don't know. I've talked about how, if some of you who's new to my page, if you go to my page and you follow me, I talk about my testimony on me having HIV. And if you go on my page, I talked about how I contracted HIV, talk about my life and everything like that. Well, um, recently, not too long ago. Oh, thank you, Janet. Thank you for following me and watching me, watching my videos. That's a blessing. And the only thing I'm out here doing is just trying to help people, because this is what God told me to do. So just trying to help people um, see my story so they would not fall into the things that I fell into. Now, I was not out there, sleeping around, things like that. I just so happenedly um, fell in love with a man, um, fell in love with a man and got pregnant, and found out he had HIV. I found out when I was pregnant. They got a program called the Green Machine. I don't know if the program still exists. That programs give $3,000 to trade in an old paid off car. I don't even have a car anymore. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. The company literally they came and got it. I don't have anything. So um yeah, so I'm just praying that, God, oh, there it is. Okay, maybe you can hear me better. That God, well, I know that God is going to bless me with a new vehicle, because I believe and I trust Him. It's going to be on His timing. And yeah, so I trust Him. I trust Him in that process. Um, but what was, can't talk, but what I was going to say, you have Jesus, and that's all truly matters. Yes, I definitely do. But what I was going to say is, so, the people that follow me know, how I contracted it and things like that. Well, not too long ago, um, I ended up taking my husband back, and he moved in with me, so he live here now. And I'm working on our relationship. I'm definitely working on our relationship. I know some people, you know, would be negative about it, would be against it, and how can you be back with somebody who did that to you? But the thing is, God has truly turned his life around. And is it still wet?
Yeah, because I'm your foot.
Oh, God has truly turned his life around, and I know that I pray it do. I pray it do work, but all I can do is trust him. All I can do is trust him in the process, um, because he is living for God. God forgives us. I respect you for doing that. Yeah, God, thank you. God definitely gives us, chances, and I thank God that he turned his life around before it was too late. Before, he left this earth, and he did not give his life to God. I would not be with him if he did not give his life to God, because I live for him. And my daughter, who is still at home, lives for him. Like, our household is a household where we praise and worship. We talk about God and Jesus all day long. That's in our daily conversation. Um, yeah, God would do the same. I'm not against it. If about the husband and wife, anybody reads Corinthians and Romans, it talks about, it does talk about the husband and wife. And so, um, yeah, so he's back in the home, and he's doing everything that he's supposed to do. Like, he's doing everything that a husband is supposed to do. Um, and I'm just so grateful on how God has changed him, because he was never like that. If he was still the same old person that he was, I definitely would not be with him. Um, but you know, we are. I'm giving him a chance to. I gave him a chance to prove to me that he did change as he said that he did. And my daughter, she was against it at first. She was like, I don't know if he changed. I don't know if God can, if God could change him. This is how far gone he was. She was like, I don't know if God could change him. But when he came in and she started seeing, like, the way that God has truly changed him, she was like, okay, it's still wet.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. Sorry, guys. My daughter is doing my toes. She has this, what is this called? A gel kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has a gel kit with the gel light, and she doing my toes. So every time I look down, I'm just looking at my feet. But um yeah, but she was kind of against it, but she saw, the way that God has changed him, and I was impressed too, because he wasn't living for God. But I think it's because when I left him, I was like, I was done. When I left him, I was like, I'm done. I cannot deal with that. And he started changing, started reading his words, starting praying, because he was like, I want. That's so nice of her doing. Oh, thank you. She said, that's so nice of you doing my nails. You want to show your face? Okay. She's not gonna show. She says she's gonna come on one of my lives, but she'll be on one of my lives. You guys, I'll be back on Wednesday, so you guys will see her live. Now, I did say, because she's doing my nails right now, So I did promise on this Wednesday, I'm going to show you guys. So I was talking about last week how, I know I'm jumping subjects, OMG. I'm sorry, guys. But last week I was talking about how I went to this HIV event on last Sunday. They gave us these HIV kits that you can either order off Amazon, you can get them from the pharmacy. And so this Wednesday, because she's doing my nails, I can't get up right now. But on Wednesday, I'm going to show you guys how this kit works. And even though I am HIV positive, I'm going to take the test, and it's an over the counter test, so it's going to show immediately if you're positive or negative. And that's a blessing that they have these things out here now. But even though I'm positive, it's going to show up positive. So when I take the test, I'm going to show you guys how it works. So if anyone ever needs something like that, you can always get it from Amazon. You can always get it from the pharmacy. I know somebody was saying on my one of my comments, because I was talking about HIV PrEP and how they HIV the PrEP, you know, how they have it out here. And someone was like, um I don't think they should have anything like that. I don't think you should be promoting that, because that means that they can just go out and do anything that they want to do. The thing is, you can't change somebody's lifestyle, but you can definitely help someone that's in their lifestyle. God is the one that can only change and judge someone. And if they have something out here that's going to help someone, such as PrEP, I'm all for it. I'm not saying that I'm condoning someone to go out there and live their life like that, but I am condoning for you to be safe. That's what I'm condoning, because I don't want anybody to have to walk in my shoes, living with HIV. When you get colds can, with me, that's why I really have to be careful when I'm around people when they have colds, because with me, if I catch a cold, it turns into pneumonia. It turns into double pneumonia. I'm in the hospital. And it has turned to the point where I have been in ICU, and it is not a good feeling. Like, sometimes you will, you know, hi, sure, is it sure? Hi, how are you? So, um, so when I'm sick, I get sick. And when you have HIV and you have a low immune system, you are subjected to a lot of things. Hi, Brittany, how are you? And so you subjected to a lot of things. So yes, if there's HIV PrEP out here and someone life can be saved from that, yes, I'm going to talk about it, because I would want someone to be safe. I'm well, thanks for asking. Oh, that's good. But yeah, I'm all for it, and I'm going to be all for it. But yeah, that person was like, you're condoning this, you're condoning that. Somebody is um somebody, what did they say, living a promiscuous life. And I said, you know what, no. Oh yeah, I did say that. Oh, Brittany, yes. So yeah, so if you follow me on my page, yeah, I talk about my my journey. I am HIV positive. I've had HIV for 25 years. And so that's why, you know, I'm talking about HIV. I'm talking about HIV PrEP, because they didn't have PrEP when I was out. Um, and to be honest, I didn't even think that I would even need PrEP, because, like I said, they're dry. Thank you. Um, I'm doing amazing today, Dolores Tucker. Thank you for asking. I'm doing amazing today. How are you? But when you fall in love with someone like I did, when I fell in love with my husband at the time we were dating, when I fell in love with him and everything was just too good to be true, I literally gave him my all because I trusted him. Um, that's good. I trusted him. So, and we went to high school together. His family knew. I didn't even know when we got together. Um, he knew my first cousin. He knew my second cousins. Um, his aunt grew up with my second cousin. He went to Job Corps with my first cousin. It was just crazy how everything like aligned up and we had so much to talk about. And so it was really crazy that like everything went off smoothly. I had a daughter that was 2.5. He had a daughter that was 1.5. So they had play dates together. And so during this whole time, not once did he ever tell me that he had this virus. And I still would have been cool with him because that's just the person that I am. That's one thing you would never say that I ever treated anyone wrong, that I ever treated anyone different because I was never raised like that. Even when I was a young kid, I remember even being in elementary school, as young as elementary school, I never treated people differently, regardless of the situation. I always loved on my friends. And do you and him still talk? Yes, so we are back together. I was just telling them, I had separated from him, for a while, and yes, we are back together, and um, just allowing God to um, to do what He want to do. You gave His grace. We all go through things. I'm sure He will have more stories to tell. The things he went through. Yeah, He definitely will. He definitely will. But yeah, I did forgive him. It took a long time for me to get to this point, um, on forgiving, on being able to tell my story, on being able to being transparent about everything, and knowing that I'm okay, and knowing the person that, and knowing who I am. Because when God told me to tell my story before, I wasn't ready. I literally was not ready. This was almost 3 years ago. And people was like in my comments left and right, you're dumb for being with him. You're stupid for being with him. You should have tested. You should have did this. You should have did that. And I did not get on social media until recently, a few months ago, until God told me, again, you need to tell your story because you're going to help someone. And so, but during that time, I had to get myself right, um, because I thought I was strong enough, but I wasn't. But now, I don't care what anybody has to say about me. One thing I know that I'm a child of God. It would not hurt my feelings because everybody has their voice of opinion, and everybody has free speech, so they can say whatever they want. Um, and I would still love you. Regardless of what you have to say wrong, I would still love you because that's the person that I am. Um, and you have to take it up with God. Don't take it up with me, with the way that I'm living my life, and I'm allowing God to use me, um, and in my situation. Everybody has their own situation. They will do things the way that they want to do things if they were in my shoes. And so these are my shoes that I'm walking in, and I'm allowing, like I said, I'm allowing God to use me, um, in this situation. And I'm okay with it. I'm definitely okay with it. And I'm happy, I'm whole, and that's all I can ask for. I can ask for anything better. I just can't. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for life. Do you and him? Oh, yep. So I am really grateful for life. And but like I said, if people, I know one of my comments, somebody said I was That's right. Your voice is so calm. Love it. Oh, thank you. Um, I don't know how to be no other way. I I am the same way if I'm happy. I'm the same way if I'm sad. I'm the same. My voice does not change, and I don't know why. Like even if I try to be loud, I can't. I've tried. I literally tried, but I can't. This is just me. And but one thing I can say is I'm just so grateful. But what I was gonna say is someone had said I think she said I was 20 minutes or 10 minutes into the video, and she said, if you tell me you have not left this man, I am never talking to you again, or something like that. And at that time I wasn't with him, but I started thinking about that just now, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, like I said, we all have our life to live, right? Everybody has their life to live, and everybody's gonna live their life according to the way they want to live their life. So, um, I've had some people say they would have killed him, they would have went to jail, they would have done that. I'm not going to give anybody my life. I'm not going to lose my life and go to prison, being behind bars, have to be under somebody else's authority, and you don't have a life behind bars. You are right. They're not in my shoes, Cleopatra. They are not in my shoes. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not giving my life for anybody. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. Was it hard at the beginning when I first found out? Of course it was. It took years for me to get to this point. I mean, many, many years for me to get to this point. Yes, God, thank you, Janet. God definitely will take care of everything. And he has been, he's definitely been a true blessing. I don't know. God is just so amazing. He's so amazing. I mean, I said that I would never take him back. I said this and I said that. But deep down, I still cared about him. I know that the thing that he did was wrong. I still cared about him because I think because um deep down he has a true pure heart. When I tell you, if people would meet him, he is absolutely amazing. He has a very good heart. The choice that he made, yes, it was absolutely wrong. It was absolutely wrong. And like he said, and he said it a million times over, if I could give you my life, if I would. And if I could turn things around, I would. But you know, what's done is done. Nothing can be changed. And I know by the grace of God, I'm going to be healed, whether it's on this side of the earth or the other. I know that I'm going to be healed. And so I'm just thanking him in the process. Just thanking him in the process. And um yeah, but like I said, life has been good. Life has been truly good, and I'm okay if, you know, I lose followers because of this. It's because those weren't the followers that needed to follow me anyway, or wasn't wasn't really with me anyway. Like I said, we all have our choices, and just because, you know, this is my story, everybody has been through something in their life, and there has been somebody that did not like what you did or the choices that you made, regardless of what it is, regardless of what the situation is. There has always been somebody who did not like what you did or had something to say about what you did. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much. Um, so, I just have to thank God in the process. And I know, oh, that's it right there. Yeah. And I know that my channel is going to continue to grow. I know. Hi, Miss Dixon. How are you? How are you, Miss Dixon? It's good seeing you on here. But I know that I'm going to continue to gain followers. I know that I'm going to continue um, to gain my positive YouTube family, and I call you my YouTube family. But I know that I'm going to continue to gain my followers and people that's truly going to be here and support me and just love on me and just give encouraging words, because all of us need encouragement. All of us need some type of encouragement throughout the day. And that's why I always say that I truly love you guys, because yet people still don't believe that miracles are still being performed to this very day. You are a miracle, my sister. Oh, thank you, Bertha. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you. You guys are definitely amazing. You're definitely amazing. I'm truly blessed and honored to have great people amongst me. Amazing people amongst me. Every last one of you are truly amazing, and I just thank you for always encouraging me and lifting me up and just just being you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Because, like I said, all of us need some type of encouragement. All of us need positive people in our lives. And that's what I really do. I really focus on having positive people in my life. I remember I used to always have negative people when you're around negative people, negativity can roll on you. So they say when you're around negative people, negativity will attach you. If you're around positive people will attach you. If you're around people that is doing something in their lives, um, that's being successful business owners, that's going to school, that's doing things positivity, and those things are going to attach themselves to you. So that's why I learned how to be amongst good people, amongst people who is truly changing their lives and really trying to live positive and wanting to do things with their lives. Because when I was back, um, I'm not going to say in the world. Well, I'm going to say in the world, because when I stopped going to church, I'm going to say I never stopped believing in God. But when I stopped going to church and started doing my own thing, um, and that's not going to church. I never drunk. I drunk occasionally, and I can count on one hand how many times I had a drink, and that was at special occasions. I don't drink at all anymore, not even on special occasions. I never smoked. Um, when I was younger, like I went to clubs and things like that, but when I had my children, all of that stopped. And I had my first daughter when I was 20 years old. So that goes to tell you how long I've been out. But I never done those things, and I never had a desire to really do those things. But when I was out there just doing my own thing, just not going to church and just wanting to live my life on the way that I wanted to live my life, um, God was still always on my side, and He was still blessing me, even in the midst of me wanting to just do things on my own. And that's because I still always stayed in prayer. I just didn't follow Him like I know that I should have. Now that I follow him like completely. When I tell you he show up and he show out in my life, and I know a lot of you have testimonies of yours on your by yourself, um, on what God has done for you. Like, I would love to hear like some people testimonies on what he's done for you, because I'm always talking about myself and I just want this to be a positive engagement. Um, you don't have to go into your full testimony, but I love to hear positive things because I'm not the only one. Um, I'm not the only one that has um, went through something and I'm telling my testimony. Um, but I know one day, some of you would definitely, say what God, I don't care. Tell me today. I would just love to hear from people. Tell me today what God has done for you. I just want to hear what um oh, Dolores said we never drink but what. I know that's right. You gonna do my nails too? Well, we can do that tomorrow. Well, my daughter did my toes, but I guess she'll do my nails tomorrow. Um, what is that? Some bud. Oh, you said sniff bud? Oh, but yeah, what is God? I know God woke me up this morning. God bless me sick with diabetes. God bless me sick with diabetes. And you know what? God can definitely turn it around. And you know what I've been doing? I've been juicing. I've been changing my diet. So now I'm not pre-diabetic anymore, but I was pre-diabetic on the verge of about to get on medication and take insulin. Um, and I had to really change my lifestyle because I've had people in my family who passed away from diabetes. Um, and I still have people in my family right now who has diabetes. But, they say that type 2 diabetes is not reversible. God bless. They say type 2 diabetes is not reversible. It definitely is. You just have to start doing the right things. One thing that I'm doing, and I'm working on um, what's this? My A1C is high. And you know what? And if you want me, Dolores, I would definitely help you with that. Because when I tell you, I never thought that I had to wash my car. I had to come on and listen to you. God have protected me and my children. That is all living. Amen. I've been struggling with gluttony, but I know God will get me through this. Yes, He will. Listen, I never thought that I would be able to leave junk food alone. Snacks, that's my go-to thing. I never thought that I would. I learned that it's mind over matter. It literally is. When I tell you it's mind over matter, that has been the hardest thing. I have been delivered and set free from alcohol addiction. Amen. I've been off medication for depression for years. Amen. Brother, see, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, you guys, I'm not the only one that has testimonies. Listen, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for all of these amazing testimonies. All these amazing testimonies, all of your children that's on here, and you have delivered them from something. If not one thing, multiple things. That's the God that we serve. I was depressed too, Bertha. I had severe depression. I immediately stopped my medications because I told God, I said, I'm not living in darkness anymore. I'm not allowing anybody to put me in that dark place again. And I have been off of depression medication for over a year now. Um, and it's been truly a blessing. When I tell you, this is how I gained all this weight. Back in 2010, I got on depression medication. and anxiety medication. I was 100 and I think I was 120, 125 pounds. And I gained 80, over 80 pounds. I literally gained over 80 pounds, and it's been hard for me to take this weight off. But now that I've been changing my diet, within a little over 30 days, it haven't even been 60 days, a little over 30 days, I went from 210 pounds to 187 pounds and counting. And that's because I changed my diet. I changed the way that I'm eating with my diet. Like I'm juicing, like I said. Um, I'm eating more fruits and vegetables. So it's a lot of things that I'm doing and I'm incorporating in my life and in my diet because I didn't want to have to get on medications. My A1C went up to, I think it was 6.2 or 6.4, and I got it checked last month. It was 5.3. So it went down. I am changing food. Yes, yep. Definitely change your food. Listen, I have always been an emotional eater. So with me being an emotional eater, I ate anything that felt good to my spirit. So anything that was not good for me, I ate. And every time I tried to change the way I ate, my daughter, I wish she would come on my live. She's not gonna come on my live, but she'll be on Wednesday. And we'll talk about this again. I'll pick it up and she would tell you, this girl stayed on me. She said, every time you put something in your mouth that's not good for you, um, I want you to think of it as, what did you say? Oh, she want me to think of it as poison. Is it poison in my body? And at first I was thinking like that, but then we had a vending machine at work, and I was like, you know what? I would still go to the vending machine, and if like a patient would make me mad, I'll go to that vending machine and start eating stuff that's not good because it made me feel good. And even though we have a cafeteria downstairs in the basement of the building that I work at that sell junk food, I don't even go downstairs to even buy junk food at all. Our flesh is our, yes, you are absolutely right, Bertha. Our flesh is our worst enemy. I kid you not. I kid you not. That flesh will get you every time. That's why you have to deny your flesh every single day. I am on this prayer line. Um it's a worldwide prayer line. What I'll do in my next live, I'm gonna put the phone number and also the access code to the prayer line that I join I'm on this line every single morning. I don't know, it's Eastern Standard Time. It starts at 5 a.m. and it's on from an hour and a half to 2 hours. And you don't even have to pray. You can listen to people praying. If you feel that you want to pray, um, even if you feel that you need prayer or you want, someone to pray for you, you can let them know. But this prayer line is definitely a blessing to me because it helps me get my day started. As soon as I wake up, my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. I I call into the prayer line, put the access code in, and sometimes, I kid you not, sometimes I lay in a bed and I listen to the prayer line because um I'm like, okay, God, I'm just gonna listen right now. I'm not even gonna pray. I just want to listen to them because I got to get my thoughts together. And I literally listen to them pray, listen to them um, play worship music. And it's definitely a blessing to my life, like I said. And then I listen to my praise and worship, and that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to get in the mindset of worshiping Him and praising Him, and get in the mindset of um, reading his word. And I always say, if you can't, because some people say they can't, their lives is too busy to read his word, to pray. I don't care if you're in the bathroom getting ready, whether you're taking a shower, brushing your teeth, download the Bible app on your phone. Anybody that has a phone, download the Bible app. On that Bible app, you can go to either I don't know if the King James have it. I know the NIV does, and I think the NLT does. You're a wonderful woman. Keep up the good work. Put that prayer line number and code in your chat. I pray and ask God to let me meet you. Oh, thank you so much. You are so amazing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put that number and that access code. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. Can you grab my other phone? I'm going to have my daughter get my other phone. I'm going to get the prayer line number. I don't know. I told you guys I'm new to this YouTube live. I don't know how to. Let me see. Can I put the number in here somehow? Let me see. What's highlight? Save your channel. Oh, what's that? Oops. Oh, oops. Okay. I gotta figure out how to. Have to figure out how to put that number in there. What's this right here? What is this? Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm just touching buttons. I'm I'm touching buttons. I don't know what this stuff is. But if anybody have anything to write with, I can give. Oh, my dog. I can give you the number. I can also put it in the chat. But I'm gonna. Give me 1 second. Let me. Overcoming a certain sins comes only by prayer and fasting. You are right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. But the phone number, so if you want to write it down, but I'm going to also put it in my chat. It's 717-908-1834. And again, the number is 717-908-1834. And the access code is 313954. And then you're going to hit the pound sign. And the code again is 313954 and the pound sign. And you can just listen. If you, like I said, if you they're going to ask you if you want to pray or if you need prayer. You can let them know. You can even let them know that I invited you, not invited you, but yeah, I invited you into the prayer line for you to join the prayer line. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's people from all over that it's not a whole lot of people. It is more people that's joining, but this prayer line has been going on for years, and I don't even understand why it's not more people in this prayer line than it should be. But when I tell you it's one person that get on that prayer line at 5 a.m., that's me. I'm going to continue to do it until the day God called me home or until the day that they don't do it anymore. But this prayer line has been going on, I heard, for 20 years. And the only reason why I heard about this prayer line is because my daughters, their godmother, her sister, she is a minister, and she is the one that, what? She's the one that, what? It's not on there. Oh, she's the one that that started the prayer line. That's what I wanted to say. So two of her sisters, both are ministers, and there's someone. So the prayer line is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'm on a prayer line 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, every single day. That it's not one day that I have not missed it. Even when I was in the hospital, um, when I heard about the prayer line, I was on a prayer line. So yeah, it'll be amazing if um, you all that want to join the prayer line would get on. But like I said, I'm gonna definitely put the number and the access code up there for people who don't have anything to write with or know where to put the number and the access code in. But um, it has been truly, truly a blessing that everybody has been on here this evening. I can't believe I've been on here for over an hour now, and it does not even feel like it because I just love what I do. I love like talking about God and just being in good community with people. And tonight was a very special night to me because I've heard other people's testimonies rather than you guys just listening to me. And when I tell you, my mother, before my mother passed, my mother was, my mother had addiction to drugs. My mother was on drugs basically my whole life. We were taken away from my mother when I was 10 years old. My grandmother raised us. My mother was always still there. When I tell you I had an exceptional mother, my mother was absolutely amazing. I can say I had the best mother in the world. I can definitely say that. My mother truly loved us. But I didn't understand when I was a kid what addiction really was and why I always felt like my mom didn't love us enough to keep us. But I didn't know that growing up. And so as I got older, I understood that addiction um, is a disease, and it was something that my mother was battling and going through, and she couldn't take care of us because she couldn't take care of herself. But by the grace of God, my grandmother got guardianship of me and my siblings, and my grandmother did an amazing job with us. I'm working on starting my own business. My sister and my brother, they have their own business. My sister, she's in Detroit. My sister has an amazing esthetician business. She does amazing work. I always post her um content. What I'm going to do is for people that lives in Michigan, who lives in Michigan, or even if you ever come to Michigan and just want to have an amazing experience, um, stop and get definitely the experience of having skincare. My brother, he's a chef. He travels. My brother's a travel chef. He goes to different states. He goes all over. He does all type of caterings. He even do meal preps. So they have their business. My brother, he also travels and he helped people open up their business and help them um, become well, I can't talk, become successful in their business. So my brother does that. So I'm going to definitely put their information in there too, because if you guys ever need a chef or anything, and I'm putting their information in there so you can follow them, so you can see what they do. I don't want you to just go by off of what I'm saying. My grandparents raised me and my brother. Ooh, my mom had some addiction issues. My brother is a chef. Oh wow, that is so amazing. Yes, and so that is so amazing. And I truly love my siblings. I truly love them. And so what I'm working on is starting up my own merchandise business, making making t-shirts and mugs and hats. And these are affirmations that God gave me. And so I'm putting them on t-shirts, hats, mugs, all types of things like that. So that's what I'm working on, as well as writing my books. I'm going to be getting those out soon. Um, so God has definitely been working in my life. And like I said, I also want to become a motivational speaker and speak all around the world. That's one of my goals that I want to do. And I said that I am definitely going to do these things before I leave this earth. And I always ask someone, I'm not sure if anybody on here ever had me ask this. And if you are, don't say anything. I want somebody else to tell me, what is the richest place on earth? If you know what's the richest place on earth. And I just want, you guys to give me some answers. It don't have to be like, you don't have to really think hard about it. Um, just whatever comes to your mind. What's the richest place on earth? Bella. Anybody want to respond, or do they know? Do anybody know what the richest place on? Let me move this out the way. My dog is in here and her tail is hard. She gonna knock over my knock over my thing. No. The only place that I know about was nope. So the richest place on earth is the graveyard. I heard this a while ago. The richest place on earth is the graveyard. The reason why they say that is because so many people die with their dreams and aspirations that could have made them millions, or could have allowed them to be millionaire and billionaires. And we don't want to, I know I don't. And that's why I'm working so hard. Like, if God has ever put some type of dream or aspiration in you to do, please do it. Don't wait until it it's too late, because some people may think, oh, my dream may be too crazy, or nobody's going to want I'm not going to have anybody to support me. And that's how I thought. And guess what? I'm just putting my stuff out there, and I know that God is going to bless it. And we all have to do that. I don't care what it is. You're never too old to start anything. You're never too young, and you're never too old to start anything. So whatever dream that you have, whatever aspiration that you have that you want to do it. Definitely do it. Put it out there, because it will be people that will support you in whatever you want to do. And that's what I'm doing. You said your book came out? Dolores, did you say your book came out? My daughter right now, she's going to be editing my book and uploading it on Amazon for me. So that'll be done hopefully by this weekend. Hopefully by this weekend, because my daughter is, OMG, my dog. Wait a minute. My dog is playing with my daughter. Bella, what are you doing? You want to say hi? I'm going to show you that. Look, Bells. Say hi. Look, Bella. Say hi. No, she... Exactly, Bertha. Exactly. We don't want to keep putting it off. And I know people used to say, I never understood this. I am ready to buy your book. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I can't wait. Like, this has been a long time coming. Like, because I never thought that I felt the same way. I never thought that I would have anybody to support me. I never thought that I would have anybody to buy my book. But God don't put these dreams in us for a reason. He put them in us because it's something that he put in us that we know that he know that we can do. So I have two books that's coming out. One I'm finished with. My daughter is editing now. One is called it's a self-love book. It's called um her what is it called? Her Truth. Oh shoot. Her Story, Her Truth. I'm like, I can't even get it out. Where am I putting it? I'm like it's been so long since I've actually been because I wrote this book a while ago and it's just been sitting there because like I told you all that um I just felt like nobody would buy it. So that's why I put it off for so long. That's why I put it off for so long. But my book is called Her Temple, Her Truth, An Anointed Path to Self-Love, Boundaries, and Becoming. So that's the name of the first book. My other book is called HIV to God. And it tells my whole story on um, how I contracted HIV all the way, like I said, all the way up until I um, got pregnant with my daughter during the delivery, after I had her, um, the things that my daughter had to go through, the things that I went through after childbirth. It was just so much that I went through being having HIV and everything that I went through. So it talks about all of that in that book. And so those are the two books that will be coming out soon. But um, yeah, I was afraid to do it. Like I said, at first I forgot the title of my book because it's been I literally been sitting on this book for so long, all the time. And you know what they do because I do too. And I started going to the library. My daughter just completed her prayer journal, which I'm so proud of her about. She just completed her prayer journal, and that will be up on Amazon. I think when Wednesday or Thursday. Oh, it'll be up on Amazon on Thursday. I cannot wait to buy her prayer journal because it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of her. She's 24 years old. It's not a lot of young children her age who is living for God, and she put all of her being, like when I tell you this young lady right here, I've never met anybody as young as her um, that has a calling on their life and that truly loves God, truly lives for Him. And I'm just so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. I tell her that all the time. I am. I'm proud of my oldest daughter too. She has her own apartment, but I'm proud of her too. She's about to go into the military, active duty. So she's waiting for her paperwork and stuff. She just got out of the reserves, but now she want to go active. So from that transition to that, from the transition um, from National Guards to active, it takes a minute. So yeah, I just want you guys to pray for her. I don't want her to go active, but this is what she want, and this is a chapter in their life that I have to be supportive of them, regardless of what they do. Trust the process. All things in due time, in due season. You are right. All things are in due season. Things are definitely in due season. But yeah, it's 8:30. I'm gonna get off this live and get ready for work. Go to bed. That's what I'm gonna do. But I will be back on here on Wednesday at 7. And like I said, I'm gonna show you guys that HIV kit so you guys can see it. And I know some of you, I mean, I just want to show you, because if you know somebody um that may need it, I mean, I don't know how people can talk to somebody about something like that, but you can just be like, I saw this young lady on YouTube Live and she was talking about an HIV kit that they have on that you can buy off of Amazon, or you can um, get off of get from the pharmacy. And she did this, test on a kit today, and you know, I guess that's how you can talk, because I wouldn't know how to start it. That's what I would say if I even somebody that I know. Um, I have family members that I know, and I can probably pitch that to just so they can have it. But yeah, so I am going to get ready to get off of here. Okay, sis, good night. Good night. And I enjoyed everyone. I truly love all of you. Thank you for always following me. Thank you for always being on my live, just encouraging me. And I pray everyone have a blessed night.